After her bath. I finished my bath around 11 and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and it was Iris! Iris! And with that sword of all things. Mr. Galees was staying in the corner room which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Huh. After she was pushed out of the window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Comma whipping Mr. Edward in two in court. And me, seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? After my bath. I can't believe Von Karma out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere with that whip. She just came out of nowhere last episode. I finished my bath around 11 and I thought I should return to the inner temple. Okay. And I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard and I took a look in. Iris! And with that sword of all things. Staying in the corner room which faces out onto the courtyard. Is that true? Okay. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of the window. Now the thing is... Hold on, let's look at our autopsy report. 10 to 11, loss of blood from stabbing back. Body fell 10 feet after death. Body fell 10 feet after death. So that's exactly what we have to present here. Because she says the stabbing she saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of the window, but why would her body fall after death 10 feet? That doesn't make any sense. Impressive logic. That's what I like to say anyway. No, please do. My brain is something I'm especially wanted. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind to take another look at the autopsy? The autopsy report. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. What? That's right! It says after death right here! The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. The defender stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard. How did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Oh my god, oh my god, gavel! Order! Order! The victim was killed and then fell? If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room, and she was then thrown out of the window down into the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Donham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Kammer, was there any blood? Well, we didn't really investigate that well. Ah! No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your ripper just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your claim that... Oh! I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from the body, that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true, with the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. Oh my god, oh my god. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Order, order, order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the truth. My back, witness, please remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. The weighted winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. What, the whip? Oh boy, alright, alright. Edgeworth was like, what, the whip or what? Further details. When I looked across the sea, the sun was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't see her stab Mystic Elise in the back. Never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you now? And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. What the hell was the motive behind all this? Why would you want to kill some random person? This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Francisco Von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. Further details. Oh my god. Somebody, oh shoot, is that my friend? My friend just sent me a message. I think it's something about Star Wars Beta. I'm looking at it right now. What is he raging about? A bleach fight at Walmart. Oh my god. I don't want to watch this video. I'm not watching that raggedy ghetto ass stuff, man. Alright, I apologize, guys. Anyway, further details. When I looked across at the sea, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Let's press it on this. Think carefully, this is very important. It's Iris we are talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword head was already in Mystic Elise's body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. I've never seen so much blood before. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it has splattered onto Iris too. Huh. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in the room. Duh, I was saying it right the first time. And her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in a corner. What? What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? Yes! No, press it further! We must press. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding? Well, I said what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman getting stabbed. But I saw the poor pull the sword out. Oh, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? That doesn't mean she killed him. Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Let's press it. Hold it! Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out. That great fairy sword just smoothly slid out, huh? That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue. Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of the body. It slid out from the gaping wound. Ugh. It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. I've never seen so much blood before. Let's go back. Plunged into the hilt. That sword is huge as fuck. And then if it was plunged into the hilt, that would have been a very hard sword to get out, if I'm not mistaken, because it was the Shishishito. Look at the Shishishito. Look at that. It's got edges on the blade too, dude. Look at that. It would have been multiple freaking, like, oh, her guts would have been falling out. Oh, I think that's the contradiction. It's got me thinking about it now. Oh, if it was to the hilt, that would have been, like, horrible. It would have tore her fucking torso up. So we gotta present the Shishishito right here. Objection! Haha! Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound like as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? And it's saying that the witness claims to have seen, and on top of that, if it was to the hilt, there would be more blood on it, right? The blood would be all the way down to the hilt. So yeah. The weapon was thrust up to the hilt into his victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body? Hell no. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. Oh my god. Gavel, 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 gavel. Oh, the whip! The whip! Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this shit? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Exactly. Objection. Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose. Yeah, using a weapon! The objection stands. I whipped a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, where's the blood, dog? Well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. But that's... We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop from bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shishishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly. It may still sometimes stop the blood loss. I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood in the tip of it? Oh, got him. If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Oh my god, gavel! Oh! Bravo, Miles Andrew. She be crazy with that whip. She cray-cray with that whip, man. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, in fact. But what does this all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is... the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shishishito. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. Oh my god. It's Von Karma. It's been a while since we heard something like that. Well... it's because Mystic Ami was holding it. Exactly. However, if we reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shishishito was a murder weapon. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh! The whip! The whip! The whip! So maybe the Shishihito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. Answer the question, Ms. Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Oh my god! Another mystery to throw into the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, can I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about? What are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. Think I might know where the sword was disposed of. Whoa. You what? Oh, whoa. Whips for everybody. You'll get a whip. You'll get a whip. We all get whips. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Jeez, location of the weapon. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile has been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk the Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked down. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Wow. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Excuse me, I need to get something to drink. My voice is like killing me. Well, I'm not in the best of shape. With my back and my age, you know. Quiet. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. The tracks begin in front of the Hazekure Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Tracks, photos added to the court record. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Location of the weapon. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. Saw the murder at around 11. Okay. Excuse me. And after asking that it be reported, I went to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Let's press her.
Hold it!
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. You're certain the snowmobile was here at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate. So she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Let's stop here. We don't want to press any further right now. It looks very likely the snowmobile is related to this case. I can't help but think that Iris used it, but for what? I better hold off on this for now. Well then, with this, how long does it take to reach the bridge by snowmobile? Let's look at the damn photo we just got again. I wasn't really looking at it. Taken that night from main gate to Dusky Bridge. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Taking that night from Main Gate to Dusky Bridge, huh? From Main Gate to Dusky Bridge. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. They threw the weapon into Eagle River. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5. Hold on. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River. I came back while I was knocked out. I mean, shouldn't there be like 2 tracks? This is tricky. I don't know. I'm gonna press this right here. Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using a snowmobile. I have to concede that this is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Mrs. Miles Edgeworth? Iris could have done that. She could drive a snowmobile after all. Wait, let me see. Let me see the map. Let me see the map. Let me see the map. Where's the Hazakuri Temple map? Shows Hazakuri Temple in the surrounding area. Touch the check button for details. Hazakuri Temple is right there. I'm stumped. I don't know. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. All I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. Oh my god, this is actually tough. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile has been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Is there something funny about this photo? I feel like there's something about this photo I'm not understanding. It should be like 2 different sets of tracks from the snowmobile, right? I don't know, dude. I'm completely confused. I feel like that's gotta be the case. There's gotta be 2 different sets of tracks. There had to be. So once they left, there should be a different set, and then on the way back, there should be a different set. Oh! Wouldn't the snow have covered the tracks? Hold on. Oh! I feel like this is something. This is it. This is something we need to know. I'm trying to piece it together right now. This fucking... Okay, Eagle Mountain weather data for February 7th snow with occasional lightning strikes. 7 to approximately 10:50 p.m. Lightning 10 to approximately 11 p.m. Ah! This is so confusing! Yo, I'm having like the biggest brain failure right now. I can't put 2 and 2 together. Fuck it, man. I don't know. I don't fucking know. So, you know what? Fuck it. Present it. I admit this photograph proves something. Shit, it proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, why is there only 1 set of tracks? Ha! What do you mean? Iris left Hazakuri Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be 2 sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back. Ah! You're right! Huh. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge was erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see! When she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in their theory? It's flawless? There's gotta be a contradiction. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Why is there a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. Gavel! On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Miles Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary. Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. Maybe the weather data, because I don't think it was enough to actually cover the entire tracks. Because I believe it stopped snowing at 10:50, right? It stopped snowing at 10:50. So we're gonna show the weather data, I bet.
Take that!
Take this! Witness! Please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. Haha! It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Haha. See what I'm saying? Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Got him. See, that was confusing me for a minute. I honestly wasn't sure about myself. I was not sure about that. Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Whoa! It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. What? Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct? No, you got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data. Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracy. It may have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. It's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh? What? How did she pull that off? It has stopped showing. It has stopped snowing at Hazakuri Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Gavel. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where's your evidence that it already had Where's your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? The blood? The blood in that picture, maybe? I'm thinking the crime photo shows the blood. Wouldn't the blood been covered up, maybe? The blood, right? I'm gonna think the blood. Because the blood was still up there. If the blood... Excuse me, if it stopped snowing, the blood wouldn't have been there, right? Let's show the crime photo. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in the courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is... incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. There's blood on the ground, blood on the ground, blood on the ground. Everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. That is the blood, 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 blood. Oh! Damn, the victim too! Yeah, she! Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. And it stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. In other words, the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon. And in this photograph, there should be 2 sets of tracks. I was thinking about the blood being wiped away from the snow. But it was... Hey, whatever, you got it. Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I am not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the facts point to. Digga 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 doo. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. It's probably your boy, what's his name? Maurice. Larry. When the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were gone. Then when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There's only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder, which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross a suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge and went to Heavenly Hall. You must have failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate covered in snow. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow too. But that is impossible! Gavel, gavel, gavel! Order in the court! What does it all mean? So then what was the snowmobile used for? And was it taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple? Then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should have been 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought that a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. Gavel! I think we've arrived at this point due to the witness. Yes, I have nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. Well then, it still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to have seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, I actually have an idea. There might be one individual able to help us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are 2 things about him that do come to mind. Which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder, and the second being, that individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Gavel! Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? Who are you talking about? I need to know. Larry Butts! This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc de Leduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, the student of the victim, Elise Donham. Her student? Interesting. Why was he wandering on the night of the murder? That's... I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artiste. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him, although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Gavel! Summon this youth as a witness immediately! I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry, you may have escaped me yesterday, but today, I'm going to get everything out of you. Every last drop of truth. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Ms. Von Karma, please see the please see the prepare the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. Gavel! To be continued next time on Phoenix Wright. Yes.